If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back in. Live coverage continues from the Combine here in Indianapolis. This is the Reality Check on WNST. I'm Glenn Clark, and I am joined now by a man who could be a Baltimore Raven here in a couple of months. He is Georgia Tech wide receiver Stephen Hill. Stephen, this is always the question we ask. How do you look in purple?
I look great in purple.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer. Now, when you do because like next door they're Minnesota, so it's the same thing.
Right.
You get to say the same answer, but over here when they say in Indianapolis, they'll ask you, how do you look in white and blue? And your answer is? You can say the same thing, it's fine.
I look good in white and blue.
Right. Of course you do. You know how this works. You were ready for this.
Definitely.
What's been the weirdest part of the Combine experience for you thus far?
Having other men feel on you for medical reasons.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Poked and prodded. You're like, dude, what exactly are you doing down there?
Exactly.
For you, this whole experience, how much prep did you have? Did you know everything to expect as you came to Indianapolis?
Yes, sir. IMG, they taught me a lot. Being down there for 7 to 8 weeks, it prepared me a lot.
Sure. And is like a guy like Demarius, is that maybe somebody that you can lean on as a guy that's been through this and probably, I assume you were with for a couple of years at Georgia Tech?
Yes, definitely. I actually talked to him before I got up here. He was just like, good luck, just stay strong in there, and he said I'll do fine.
This whole Georgia Tech wide receiver experience is a little weird now because of the offense that you guys run. It seems, you don't look at Georgia Tech wide receivers from the outside and say, well, these are the guys that are really good players, because you assume they only ever run the ball down there. What's it like for you as a guy that sort of had to take blocking as seriously as you took catching passes?
It's really about playing your role. Being out there, being that big player when coach calls your number, because you don't know when he's going to call it.
Right.
But other than that, mauling the corner, get him tired, and then once it's time for you to, go against him one-on-one, he's already tired. So.
Sure, because you've been going after him a little bit.
Exactly.
And you watch some other teams play, and you see corners get physical with receivers and try to play the exact opposite way. You're like, I don't think you're going to be able to do the same thing with me.
Exactly.
He's Stephen Hill, Georgia Tech wide receiver. He joins us here at Live from the Combine. Stephen, tell me about Paul Johnson. He's a guy that we got to know so well up at Navy in Indianapolis, and just a good guy, and a guy that I assume expects a certain level of discipline out of players.
Oh, definitely. Coach Johnson, he's great. I can go talk to him anytime I want. He's always there to, give me, any type of advice, things of that nature. A lot of people could say he's arrogant and stuff, but he knows his craft.
Sure.
And he's been, having a winning record ever since.
It's funny because when he left Navy, everybody said, well, that's not going to work in the ACC. That's not going to, but I guess it's kind of worked down there. For him, what he's been through and being able to now have guys that are in the NFL, he didn't necessarily have a lot of that at Navy, but now having a history, do you think that helps in guys being willing to say, yeah, you know what, I will go play for him, because now I know it's not just go there and try to win running his offense. I know I can go have success at the next level.
Exactly. Especially if you're a big body wide receiver, because that's what he actually looks for, the maul corners and coming down and cracking guys and things of that nature, and going up and getting the ball. So Coach Johnson, he does give you a chance. You just got to go out there and show him.
It's interesting you mentioned big body wide receiver, because that's who you are, and that might very well be what it is that the Baltimore Ravens are looking for in the NFL draft this year. Tell me about what you bring to the table as a red zone target.
I bring a lot of speed, and I have a lot of vertical ability, and I just got to go out there and show it.
Did you measure in already?
Yes, I did.
What were your measurements?
6'4", 215.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds like a type of guy I want to have on my team. Have you run yet?
No, I can't wait to run.
What do you think you're going to do?
I think I'm gonna run a good time. That's all I'm gonna say. Run a good time.
That's the coached up answer. That's the don't say the number, because then if you don't get it, you're gonna look silly.
Exactly.
It's, this role of being that sort of red zone target has become more and more important in the NFL. You know what it's like. You're scrunched down in the red zone, and it's easier to defend. So you've got to be able to use that ability to get up and get the footballs. That's something that you've done, at the college level. Has been able to get up in the red zone and in the end zone specifically.
Yes, it has, and it's actually started in high school. Coming in high school, playing basketball, going up and getting that alley-oop dunk. It just transferred.
Power forward.
Exactly.
Is that you?
Yeah, swing man, power forward.
Okay, how's your jump shot?
My jump shot was negative.
Okay. And that's why you discovered football.
Exactly.
It's a big deal in the Ravens locker room. I don't know if it was the same way. I tend to find that football players sort of judge themselves on who's the better basketball player.
Yeah, I've always said I was the better basketball player, but other than that, no, I don't think basketball would be my thing.
Michael Orr is a really good basketball player.
Yeah,
He's a really good basketball player, and he takes like great pride in it. He loves pulling guys aside and say, "You think you can play? Let me show you a thing or two on the court." You ever hustle? I'm not saying for money, but just hustle a couple of guys at Georgia Tech. Oh, you think you can play, huh?
Oh yeah, when I go to Georgia Tech and played at the little CRC, I went up there and I dominated up there.
How many times have you gone to the varsity in your life?
Twice.
Really? That's it?
Yes.
I thought it was.
And I'm from Atlanta, so I just don't like that greasy food.
Okay. Is there something else that you say instead? You hit up. There's another place in Atlanta.
Yes. My house.
Really?
My mom cooks all the time, and I love it.
What's your mom's specialty?
My mom's specialty is her wings and rice, fried chicken, fried pork chop, corn, all types.
You got like a really good mac and cheese recipe, anything like that?
Yes, and definitely the cornbread too.
Well, that sounds really good. If you get drafted by the Ravens, we're going to your mom's for Thanksgiving. How about that?
Yeah.
Stephen Hill, before I let you go, the weirdest question you've been asked all week.
Haven't been asked a weird
You haven't been asked one yet?
Yes, not yet.
The weirdest question you've been prepped to answer.
Have you ever brought any prostitutes?
That's really something that you think somebody's going to ask you this week.
That's what somebody said that they asked somebody some time ago.
I can assume the answer is no.
No, I know. No.
Stephen Hill, Georgia Tech wide receiver, man, we really appreciate you taking a few minutes for us. And if you end up in Baltimore, we will look forward to seeing a lot more of you in the next few years. Oh, Anthony Allen, a guy you would know.
Right. Course,
so you got a history. Very cool.
Yes,
all right, man, we'll take a quick break. Come back with more. This is The Reality Check. Hey, Stephen, who is your...
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.